Hello and welcome back. If you've ever been told by a doctor to just exercise for your chronic back pain and you walked out of that appointment feeling more confused than hopeful, this is for you. Together, we're going to answer the single most important question: which exercise is right for your back pain? Let's just dive right in and talk about a thought I'm pretty sure has crossed your mind. You're in pain, right? And your first instinct, a totally natural one, is to protect yourself. You think, wait a minute, if I move, isn't that just going to make it worse? Maybe you've even tried some stretches on your own and it completely backfired, leaving you feeling more frustrated than ever. If that little voice of doubt sounds familiar, I really want you to hear this. You are absolutely not alone. And hey, if you've tried to exercise in the past and it made your pain worse, that was not your fault. There's a really logical reason for why that happens, and we're about to unpack it together. So here's our game plan. We'll start with that just exercise dilemma, and then we'll get into why matching the movement to the pain is so critical. We'll help you figure out your specific pain type, show you how to break that nasty fear cycle, and then we'll open up your personal exercise toolkit before sending you off to start your journey. Okay, first things first, before we get into all the nitty-gritty details, let's just lay down a really powerful and honestly hopeful foundation for what the right kind of movement can do for you. The good news from all the research out there is, well, it's incredible. It's really exciting. When scientists looked at hundreds of studies with tens of thousands of people, the conclusion was just undeniable. The right kind of exercise gives you pain relief that's just as good as pain medication, but the benefits last way longer and you don't get the side effects. I mean, that is a huge win, and it's the bedrock of our hope here. So, of course, this leads to the big question, right? If exercise is so great, why does it sometimes feel like it's making things worse? Well, that brings us to what might be the single most important idea we're going to talk about today. I love this analogy. Think of your back like a high-performance engine. Movement is the fuel. But just like a car, you have to use the right kind of fuel. You wouldn't put diesel in a gasoline engine, right? It wouldn't just not work, it would actually cause damage. It's the exact same thing with your back. The wrong kind of movement can cause a flare-up. But when you match the right fuel, the right exercise to your specific engine, that's when things really start to run smoothly again. So the key is figuring out what kind of fuel your back needs right now. So let's get practical. We're going to use this simple map to help you identify what you're feeling. This is where you get to be the detective of your own body. Okay, let's walk through these four main types. As I describe them, just see which one rings a bell for you. So type A is pain that gets worse when you bend forward. Like sitting for a long time or reaching down to tie your shoes. The best approach here is usually some gentle back bending. Now, type B is the total opposite. It feels worse when you arch your back, like when you're standing or walking for a while. For this type, gentle forward bending is often the answer. Type C is less about a direction and more about this feeling of instability, like your back might suddenly catch or give out on you. Your mission here is building up that core stability. And finally, there's type D. This is when the pain just feels more generalized, and there's no really clear pattern to it. For this, calming, gentle movement is the best place to start. Okay, just identifying your pain type, that is a huge step forward. But there's often another, even bigger hurdle to get over, that nagging fear that any movement is just going to hurt. So let's talk about how we can start moving with confidence again. This is what experts call the fear-avoidance cycle, and it's a huge reason why pain can stick around. It's this vicious cycle, right? The pain creates a fear of movement. That fear leads you to stop moving. Not moving makes your muscles weaker and more sensitive. And now even simple movements hurt more, which just proves to your brain that the fear was right all along. Now, I want to be crystal clear about this. This is not a weakness. It is a completely natural, protective response from a brain that's just trying to keep you safe. So how on earth do we break out of this powerful cycle? The solution is beautifully simple, but it is so effective. You learn to move by time, not by pain. So instead of the old rule, which was I'll walk until it starts to hurt, you make a new rule. I'm going to walk for 5 minutes. Period. That's it. Whether you feel great or a little sore, you stop at 5 minutes. This strategy is a game changer because it sends a brand new, powerful message to your brain. It says, see, we just moved for 5 minutes and we're safe. You're literally rewiring that connection between movement and danger. And you know what? This approach really works. What's amazing is how fast you can start to feel a change. A lot of the time, within just a week or two of doing these consistent, time-based movements, that fear just starts to melt away.
And then, around the 4 to 6 week mark, most people start to feel a real noticeable drop in their pain. These small wins build on each other and lead to really significant, lasting change.
All right, so now we understand why we need to match our exercise and how to approach it with confidence. So it's time to get to the what's. Let's open up your personal exercise toolkit and see what our options are.
Here are the 5 main categories of fuel we can choose from. For that type A forward bending pain, we've got McKenzie exercises, which are really just gentle back bends. For type B back arching pain, we use Williams exercises, or gentle forward bends. For that type C instability, core training is our go-to. Then there's walking, which honestly is a fantastic choice for almost everyone. And finally, we have this wonderful category of calming movements, things like water exercise, Tai Chi, and yoga, which are especially great for type D, but really they can benefit all of us.
Now, this is one of the most surprising and frankly exciting findings from the research. When big studies compared all these different exercises head-to-head for chronic back pain, guess what came out on top for pure pain relief? Tai Chi. Its slow, gentle, flowing movements seem to have this unique ability to calm down both the body and the nervous system. And right behind it, for improving your ability to do daily stuff, like carrying groceries or playing with your grandkids, yoga was ranked #1. How cool is that? And we have to give a special shout out to water exercise. The magic of being in water is buoyancy. It reduces your body weight by about 70%. This is an absolute game changer if you also have painful knees or hips, because it just takes all that pressure off your joints while you move and get stronger. Plus, let's be honest, the feeling of warm water on sore muscles can be incredibly soothing. Whew, we have covered so much ground. We know the why, we know the how, and we know the what. Now we're at the most important part of all, how to take that very first step on your journey back to an active life you love. If you only remember one thing from our time together today, please let it be this. The best exercise program in the entire world is the one you actually do. Finding something you genuinely enjoy, or at least don't hate, is so much more important than trying to force yourself to do some perfect routine that you're just going to quit in 2 weeks. Consistency and enjoyment, those are the real keys. And here's a quick but really powerful tip for any family, friends, or loved ones watching. Your natural instinct when you see someone you care about in pain is to say, be careful or don't overdo it. And that comes from a good place, but it can actually reinforce their fear. So try this simple switch. Instead of warning them, invite them. Just ask, want to try it together? That one little question can transform you from a worried watcher into an amazing, supportive partner on their journey. So as we wrap up, let's just hold on to these 5 key takeaways. Number 1, exercise is powerful medicine. 2, match the fuel to the engine, find the right movement for your pain type. 3, you are in the driver's seat. Break the fear cycle by moving by time, not pain. 4, explore things you might actually enjoy. Options like Tai Chi and yoga are seriously effective. And number 5, and this is the most important one, start today. 5 minutes is a perfect start. This whole journey isn't about achieving perfection overnight. It's about making progress, one small, confident step at a time. And that first step, it begins today. In our next explainer, we're going to get even more practical. I will actually walk you through the specific exercises for types A, B, and C, so you'll know exactly how to get started safely. I can't wait to see you there.